What up, everybody? Season 2, episode 2. You know who it is. Now, go ahead and drop that beat.
Drawing the keys on this shit now.
What up, everybody? Thank you for tuning back into Thee ManCave Sports Podcast. This is episode 2 of season 2. It's your cool, common, collective host, Jay Jones, and I got my bro over here with the shades because he too cool, too smooth. G Money, what's happening, shawty? How you feeling, baby?
Chilling, man. Ready for another show. It's like we're doing
man.
this thing all over again.
Hey, man. You know, season 2, episode 2, reboot. You know, it is what it is, baby. Hey. So, you know, how you feeling, man?
I mean, I feel like it's like re-releasing Jordans, just better with time, right?
Hey,
you know?
Man, I love it. I love that analogy as a sneakerhead over here. Just keep re-releasing them, huh?
Yes,
I love it.
As you can see, it's just two of us right now. We got some good news. We got some bad news. Bad news. Willie's not going to be joining us for a while. We don't think he might not be coming back. Is right now. Good news. Yeah. We ain't got to split the profits when we start making this money, right?
Hey, we getting money. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, man. Goes half and half straight down the line, baby.
Yes, sir.
So,
yes, sir. And we wish him luck, of course.
Yeah, we definitely wish Willie the best of luck. We thank him for all everything he brought to the podcast, season 1 and everything like that. So we want to shout out Willie and wish him the best on his future endeavors. So yeah, man. Yeah. Especially his weak ass Commanders too. So
that's one of the reasons he left. Commanders.
Yeah. Hey, did you peep how he left after Tennessee that ass last week, though? Did you see that? Yeah.
It's your team's fault, Jay. It's your team's fault.
I know. Blame the bad guys. So yeah, man. But how you feeling though, man? How's everything going on your side?
Hey, I'm feeling great tonight. I ain't got a baby in my hand. I ain't got a baby to watch downstairs. You know, this is fucking magical here. This is what our dreams are made of down here. So I'm ready to fucking roll tonight. Let's do this.
All right, cool. But before we jump into it, let me tell y'all where y'all can find episode 2, season 2, season 1, and all the rest of the 613 content. Make sure you go on YouTube and click 613 Faye Productions. Make sure you follow us on social media on IG at 613 DMV, Facebook 613 Faye, and on Twitter 613 Faye. Follow and also check us out on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and Google Podcasts, man. Check us out. Check me out on social media at Jay Jones on IG, Twitter, and Facebook. G, tell them where they can find you at.
And you can find me on Twitter at GMoneyCave, man. I give you some fantasy advice if you want it. You know, people don't like fantasy advice sometimes, but
hey, boo. We're going to give it to him tonight, though. If you got something, we're going to give it to him tonight as well.
Always.
Make sure y'all ready for Sunday. And before one more shout out. We want to shout out the Blair Blazers, man. Shout out Coach Sam Nosoff, man. The Blazers are undefeated right now. They got a nice, tough matchup against Sherwood coming up. So we want to wish them fellas the best of luck and continue doing y'all thing out there. We are watching y'all, man. So, and we rooting for y'all, man. Shout out to the Blair Blazers, man. Varsity football and JV football. So shout out to them guys.
I'm not, baby. Let's go Blazers. Hey, good luck all season, but bad luck coming to you this week in fantasy, coach. You got me. It's not happening.
Yeah, we're gonna briefly speak on his quarterback too, Russell Wilson as well, that he snagged from me earlier in the draft. But y'all know how I do when I host, man. You know, we got to get into this big deal or not bag right here. So we're going to start back after we got off the air, we briefly spoke about it last week. Golden State, it was reported that it was a fight between Draymond Green and Jordan Poole. We didn't really think too much of it, and then the video released. It looked bad. We all probably saw it at this point in time. But I just want to know, G, one, is this a big deal or not? And two, do you think Golden State can move forward with their season after this situation?
So for me, I mean, what transpires afterwards, I don't think it's a big deal because every locker room with good teammates and good players and alpha males and stuff, you're going to have your havoc stuff. You're going to have some squabbles, whatever word I'm looking for. I'm making up shit right now.
It's all right, though.
Hey, it's going to happen. But whatever happens afterwards, that's where you go. That's where we find out what the Golden State Warriors is about. Like, hey, I feel Jordan Poole, he's just got too big of a head, pretty much. The only reason he is somewhat of somebody is because of injuries, and he was given the green light like no other NBA player in the league was. You give any NBA player the green light like that, they're dropping a lot of buckets, pretty much.
Yeah, he did. He dropped some buckets. He definitely dropped some buckets.
And you know what Draymond said? You know what? Hey, you know what, young man? Fuck you.
Well, Draymond did apologize. He did apologize. He had a press conference shortly after the tape was released. He said he was going to take time away from the team. He apologized to Jordan Poole, his family, the organization, and all of those people. He did say he was going through a few personal issues, but he definitely felt that he held himself accountable. He said all the right things. So the team did find him, and he will be back for the preseason finale against the Nuggets, and I believe he'll be back for opening night, the ring ceremony, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But I'm like you.
He's not getting suspended.
He's not getting.
Like the Warriors are more upset that this tape actually got leaked. That's what they're looking to press charges on whoever leaked this tape, and I think that's the big deal where it's like, look, this is in-house and stuff gets solved in-house usually stuff.
Yeah, definitely. It would have been, we would have never known anything. They could have just said a quick scuffle. They could have just said an altercation. They could have said anything. And we would have never known.
I wish we had some audio to this tape so we know what Jordan Poole actually said to get to push him to the limit, Man, I heard there's rumors of what he said. He's like, have fun in Sacramento next year. You get assigned by Sacramento. You a triple single or something
triple single. Yeah. I heard that one too. I mean, it was bad enough without the audio, but yeah, I'm pretty sure. Ain't like you said, it happens all the time. They said they discussed everything. They said that that was part of the reason why they brought him back a little earlier than I guess people would have thought of. But yeah, the audio would have probably, it'd have been a lot of fun. Yeah. So, but so they got the right. I know KD just released a statement too. He said that he feels that Golden State has the people in place where they can move forward after this incident. So, of course, the magnifying glass is going to be on them. Any kind of Jordan Poole, any kind of altercation they have, people are going to blow it up. So, we're going to see how that goes. Starting Tuesday, we're going to see.
Oh, yeah. Coming back.
Yes, sir. And speaking of another gentleman, we spoke about him last week too. Matter of fact, I kind of jumped out the box on this guy right here. After last week's Thursday night football game, Russell Wilson was getting ripped apart on social media, in the media, and everywhere. It was reported by Adam Schefter that he's been playing with a torn lat in his throwing shoulder. Gee, is this a big deal or not?
It's definitely a big deal if he's been playing with an injury. I mean, right now he is on pace for career lows that he's never been on pace for before. He's got a rating right now of 82.8. His career low previously was in 2016 at 92.6. He's on pace for a career low in touchdowns, passes. He's got 4 right now, so it would be around 16 or something. And on pace for the highest interception ever in his career. His highest interception career was 12 in a season. And so, but he is on pace for his highest yardage. So it's like, what's going on?
You want yards or you want touchdowns?
Hey, you know what we want. We want touchdowns. Hey,
we want touchdowns.
I want touchdowns. I got Russell Wilson in another league, so and I told y'all last week, I still believe in the kid. He's a winner. He's a winner. And that's the thing. Like, he's putting up these shitty ass stats and numbers, but they're winning games. So
yeah, they didn't win last Thursday. Matter of fact, they stunk the joint up. Fans was leaving. He gets a chance to redeem himself on a national stage. They got the Chargers coming up on Monday night. So
that's a big game.
That's a huge game. Huge game. He said his shoulder is feeling a lot better. So that's a good sign. I think it's a big deal because of the expectations Denver had coming into the season this year. We all said last year, or a lot of people said, the missing piece with the Broncos was a quarterback. They got Russ, and expectations went out the roof. But I mean, you got him there for another 3-4 years. So if he has to take time off to get it 100%, I'm cool with that because you still got him there for a long period of time. It does suck that this season might not go as planned, but again, I'm rooting for Russell. I hope he has a bounce back game. I hope he does his thing, and I hope he moves forward in the season and go back to the Russell Wilson that we all love and know. So we will be watching Monday night. I don't have Russell.
Let us cook. Let's ride, as he said.
Let's ride, Broncos country. Let's ride. Yeah, because that sucks for fantasy football if you got Judy and Cortland Sutton. Yeah. So and the backup quarterback is Brett Rippon. So yeah.
Redskins Commanders fans know a little bit about him.
Yeah. His career stats are 27 and 42, 295 yards and 2 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. So yeah, I'm sure they want Russ on the field as much as they possibly can have him. So, and then in other news, we're going to move to the HBCU. It's been a lot of arguing and apologizing this week. It's been a lot of that going on. It didn't stop over the weekend. Coach Deion Sanders and Eddie Robinson Jr. Had an altercation after the game between Jackson State and Alabama State. I'm sure you all have seen the media at this point where Coach Prime went to give him a handshake, kind of, give him a bro hug or whatever. Eddie Robinson kind of it's like, nah, altercation took place there. Eddie Robinson kind of went off in his press conference, basically calling Deion, telling him he wasn't swag and kind of telling him he was disrespectful and things of that nature. I'm going to ask you, G Money, is this a big deal? Or nah?
Nah, it's not a big deal for me. I mean, he gave the handshake and that was enough. You don't have to go in for the hug always. Nobody needs to go in for a hug. I don't know you like that, Prime. I give you a hug, Prime. I give you a hug. Don't get it twisted. But I mean, like you said in his press conference, he made it to the point in everything he said, and he was on point with that. I felt he wasn't disrespectful. He said, look, Prime's doing his thing over there. He's doing great things for Jackson State, but HBCU ain't just Jackson State. It's other things kind of thing. And he could have handled things differently. He said that I think there was talk about it leading up to the game. He didn't like some of the talk Prime was saying. Also, they got a lot of time before a game actually happens where a lot of coaches sometimes meet and chat it up before games and stuff like that. And he's like, yo, Prime had nothing to do with me on that. So I'm gonna leave it at that, And he's like, hey, he loves Sanders quarterback. He loves his kid. Says Heisman. So he gave respect to everything he's doing over there, but he just wanted nothing to do with the cat. He don't want to do nothing to do with Prime pretty much. So, hey,
to me, it's not a big deal, but it seemed like Eddie Robinson took it a little personal. In my eyes, I don't know if you've seen the footage of when Coach Prime was walking around the field, a lot of the Alabama State players were cussing at him. They were being real disrespectful. They were cussing at some of the females on the Jackson State sideline. I just think that like Deion was basically, and I didn't hear everything he said in the press leading up to the game, but from what Prime was saying, he was like, hey, I was building the game up. The game sold out. Alabama State apparently doesn't sell out a lot of games. So that's what they did. They sold it out. And Prime also said that in his press conference that they were running late. The bus, they were stuck in traffic. It was bad traffic. So he didn't have the time to chat it up with Coach Eddie Robinson. So that was another reason. So it's not a big deal. It's a big deal because it was Deion. You know what I'm saying?
It's on camera, you know?
And it's on camera, right. So going back to the Golden State thing, everything is on camera now. So it's always going to be a big deal. But we've seen coaches get into it before. We've seen coaches. We've seen, Juwan Howard and what's my man's name from Wisconsin? They got into it last year. There's been other football coaches
running up the score, you know?
Yeah. What's his name? Matter of fact, 2 or 3 weeks ago, Ohio State and the Rutgers coach got into it because the Rutgers coach felt like Ohio State was running the score up, and it really wasn't that. The punter made he made a decision right in the moment to run the ball instead of punt it. So both coaches said they had respect for each other, and it wasn't nothing, blown out the water. So they said they cool. So I don't think it was a big deal. It's just who it was. So Eddie Robinson did say that he wanted Prime to stay at Jackson State next year, and he wanted them next year at homecoming for Jackson State's homecoming. So we definitely gonna keep our eyes on that as well as the rest of the HBCUs as well. So so we definitely gonna keep our eyes on that, and because it was another fight as well. It was Prairie View and Southern. They got into a really bad fight as well, and it was caught on camera.
I saw the video of that.
Yeah, that was pretty bad too. And I was reading a column that one of the guys said that it's not uncommon for players to go on the opposite side or whatever and talk a lot of trash and stuff like that. I mean, it's sports, right? So it's gonna happen. So
and when that happens, it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. Yeah, it's gonna happen. So it's just a lot of competitiveness out there going. We don't like to see it, but it's not a big deal when we see it, as long as nobody gets injured or anything like that. So, but Coach Eddie Robinson did apologize. G, like you said, he apologized for the way that he handled it on behalf of Alabama State. So definitely shout out both Coach Prime and Coach Eddie Robinson Jr. So we'll keep an eye on their rivalry next year. And moving on, speaking of coaches, and again, apologizing. After Sunday's game, the Commanders coach, Ron Rivera, was asked about why does he think that, the teams in the NFC or, their rebuilds are going a little better than the Commanders rebuild. And Ron Rivera said, the quarterback. He basically threw his quarterback, Carson Wentz, under the bus. It didn't sound good, but is it a big deal or not? Because they playing Thursday night. Is it a big deal?
It's definitely a big deal when your coach is calling out your most important player on the field, pretty much. So I ain't no dummy about sports. I thought it was the problem before the season even started. I called this shot right here before Rivera. You need to talk to me, man. I said quarterback was a problem, everybody. Now we're gonna believe in Carson Wentz. We're gonna let him prove it. We're gonna let him do this, man. We believe in Carson Wentz. He got us. After the first game. Oh baby, let's go.
Yeah, they was hot. They was hot on Carson. And I mean, coming from Indianapolis, Carson's numbers weren't bad. I believe he had 28 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. It was just like the timing that he had, the turnovers. It was like the timing was always bad. He always took a bad sack or threw a bad interception. So, you
when it
know,
mattered most.
yeah. So, you know, like it just. I mean, I was actually at the game on Sunday, and he put up big numbers against us. He threw for his career high in passing. He did his thing. He played a pretty good game. He did miss a few throws, but damn, that one at the end, that shit hurt, man. That shit hurt.
Oh, it didn't hurt for you.
Yeah, it didn't hurt for me. I was fucking ecstatic. I was, man, we went crazy in there. Compared to the rest of the quarterbacks in the NFC East, I'm gonna just run down a quick few stats of where Carson Wentz ranks.
We got two quarterbacks ranked ahead of him for Dallas.
Yeah. Your guy Cooper Rush has 839 yards. He's 29th in the league, but he has a passer rating of 93.99. Carson Wentz has a passer rating of 86 with has 1,390 yards, which is fifth in the NFL. He's tied for touchdowns with 10 in fifth place, but he lead. I think he's like top 3 in interceptions with 6. So that ain't ever good. Passer rating for Daniel Jones is 85.7. Jalen Hurts has a passing rating of 97.4. 1,359 yards, which is 7th in the NFL, and he has 4 touchdowns throwing, and he has 6 touchdowns rushing. So compared to the rest of the quarterbacks, Carson could be a problem, but he's not the only problem in Washington. No. So
hey, people call for Ron Rivera's head too. You know, it's not just the player. They're looking at the coaches now.
Yeah, because the quarterbacks he's had here in Washington, they haven't been the most successful. He had Tyler Haneke, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Alex Smith, Dwayne Haskins, rest in peace, and Kyle Allen. So Ron is on a hot seat.
He picked their poison. You know, you went down the list, and I'll tell you what, I ain't want nobody to sign on those guys from my team.
Hey, I'm with you on that shit, man. Outside of Heineke and the passing of Dwayne Haskins, I don't think any of these guys are even in the league anymore. I mean, 2 of them are older guys. So, but he's definitely on a hot seat. If they don't win Thursday night, he might not make it back to DC.
It's all right now. I'm watching it, and this is a fucking painful. We thought last week was a painful game to watch. Jesus Christ, Prime's about to get canceled.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's terrible, man. So we're gonna keep an eye on Ron Rivera and the hot seat here in Washington. And one coach that did get fired, his ass got fired, was the Carolina coach, Matt Rule. He was fired after having a 1-4 season this year. Baker Mayfield is looking terrible right now.
It didn't work out in their favor.
Did not work out in their favor.
And Baker Mayfield's out for a couple weeks now. We got a high ankle sprain.
Yeah. God damn. I was rooting for Baker, man. I talked a little shit about him in the offseason, man. He got the new start, and I was like, okay, Baker's going to have a restart. He's going to have a chance to prove himself. That's not the case. He looks like he has no rapport with the receivers. It's just not a good look. Matt Rule got fired. I wish I could get fired on my day off like him and get paid. Jesus Christ. You see, he got what, 40 million, right?
He's gonna make $840,000 for the next 40 months or something. 48 months. It's absurd.
I need that.
God, let me get fired and get paid like that.
Man, that shit is wild, man. If coaches getting contracts like this, man, I mean, he's not even a proven coach. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and he just got that extension. So, yeah. So Matt Rule, he was one of the coaches that got fired. I don't know if this is a big deal or not a question, but that shit happened. So I guess it is a big deal. So
yeah. Hey, next person on that hot seat, Ron Rivera, maybe.
I think I definitely think he's
on the hot seat.
Yeah, Ron Rivera's on the hot seat. I think man, I think Nathaniel Hackett might be on the hot seat, man, depending on how shit goes Monday night, man. How they look.
Yeah.
So he might be on the hot seat. I'm trying to think of somebody else. I think Josh McDaniels might be teetering on that hot seat too, depending on how things go with them. And speaking of them, Davante Adams, man, we gotta briefly talk about it, man. He big deal or nah, man. Davante Adams was actually charged with a misdemeanor assault for Monday night's shove on the photographer.
Yeah.
Is this a big deal or not?
I mean, this cat is making it a big deal when it's not a big deal. Like I've seen video of this joint, and he definitely walks in front of him, and I feel like I didn't get a chance to look it up, but I'm almost certain the NFL has to have some type of rule or something about anybody that's a photographer or anybody. You cannot be in the pathway of these players walking out. If this is their path, you cannot impede their where they're going type shit.
Yeah.
So in reality, I don't think the guy is gonna. He might get some type of check. Who knows? You know, he checked himself into a hospital that same night and everything.
Yeah, you know he's gonna get a check.
That's what he's trying to get. He's trying to get Davante Adams Taco Bell in his house. You know,
Yeah.
like, hey, Taco Bell in my house. You know,
he's definitely getting that bag, man. He's definitely gonna get a bag, especially after Davante just signed that new contract, man. I'm like you. If the NFL doesn't have that rule enforced already, this is the time to do it. And it's unfortunate that a player had to be charged with a misdemeanor assault for it to happen. I'm like you, man. Like, especially in these games where like the way that Vegas lost, and we're gonna kind of talk about it a little later on, but the way that they lost, like they lost the last second, you know, close game, rivalry game. You know, even sometimes for me, I feel like they shouldn't even have a microphone put in their face to talk about it, like right afterwards, because you know you might get something you weren't expecting. But I mean, I guess that's what you're looking for sometimes too. But yeah, it wasn't a big deal, but he made it a big deal, and he's gonna secure some type of bag. It's an unfortunate situation. And we hope both parties are good. Davante did.
I got no parts of Davante Adams in fantasy, so get suspended, my man. So I can.
No, don't say that. Why you say that? Don't say that.
I wish bad things on my opponents.
No, not Davante. I got Davante. I'm like, man.
Okay.
I'm like, man. I got him in our league too. I think, man. And it's my oh man, my week 6, bro. The bye week got me, man. But nah, we can't have Davante. He's probably gonna get suspended for this situation. But yeah, hopefully it's nothing more than.
I don't even think he gets suspended, honestly, from the NFL.
You don't think so?
Nah, I don't think he does.
I hope not. I definitely hope not. So, all right, cool, man. Well, that concludes that the version of Big Deal or Nah. Let's get into a little baseball, man. We got baseball postseason, man. We didn't really get a chance.
I wish we did get a chance, because I had these guys circled and highlighted and everything, and I would have got all the wild card shit correct. I would have got something fucking correct finally.
And you would have been hosting.
Oh man, damn it! I would have put some money on this shit. Oh, I can't hit no bet.
Hey man, it be like that sometimes, man. It's all right though, man. But yeah, it was a hell of a wild card series, man. The Rays and the Cleveland Guardians, they had their game too. It was like a 15 inning game, I believe. Yeah. 15 innings, and Cleveland ended up winning. That shit was wild. The Mariners and the Blue Jays, the Mariners were down 8-1 in the 5th inning and came back to win the game with 10-9. So it was definitely an exciting wild card series. We seen I Albert Pujols and Yadier Molina
Salute to those guys. Salute to
take
those
their
guys.
last swings at bat as they got put out by the Phillies. And the Mets was the first team to win 100 games and not make it to the divisional round since, I believe, 1995. And y'all see I'm a Braves hat, so I wasn't tripping.
Nope.
So fuck them. I ain't mad. But now we got the divisional series. We got the Yankees and the Guardians, and Houston just went up on Seattle, I believe, 2-0. Yarden Alvarez is
doing his thing.
Is that guy.
He is that guy.
Yeah. First game, he hit a walk-off home run, 3-run shot to give the Astros a 1-game lead.
Bottom of the ninth.
Bottom of the ninth with 2 outs.
Woo.
And tonight he hit I think a 2-run shot, if I'm not mistaken.
It was another one to take the lead.
Yeah, it was another one to take the lead. So who do you have in the A coming out of the AL division going to the World Series? Who you got?
So I got in that first match with the Guardians and the Yankees. I got the Yankees. I think the Guardians they got young players, they got young pitchers and stuff. They don't have enough firepower to handle the Yankees. The Yankees still got good pitching as well. Garrett Cole there, so and he got the closer. So I got the Yankees in this, and it might not be a sweep, but it's going to be 3-1. I feel like, if anything.
Right.
And then with the Astros, if first game goes differently for the Mariners, I really like them to be like a sleeper type thing, but nope, not no more. They're done, and like they're young, and one crazy stat I was listening to somewhere where Jose Altuve probably has more games played in the playoffs than the entire Mariners roster, pretty much almost. He's got like 80 games or 50 or something. It's absolutely ridiculous, and nobody on the Mariners even close.
No wires.
Yeah,
I don't know. No wires on me. But yeah, going back to what you were saying, like the Mariners, I believe they hadn't made the playoffs since like 2001, like something like that. So this was their first time in the playoffs in like 20-something years. So they ended a drought. And yeah, like you said, a lot of those guys in Houston have plenty of postseason experience over there. So I was rooting for the Mariners too, man. I was rooting for them.
Hey, I called him out early in the season when I told y'all about that young cat Julio Rodriguez.
Yeah, you did. You definitely called it out, and I just don't understand the pitch that the pitcher threw in game 1 of Alvarez. He threw like the same 2 pitches. And the first pitch he fouled off, and then he threw the same exact pitch down, and it got cranked for a 3-run shot. Like, come on. So who you got winning if it goes between the Astros and the Yankees? Who you got?
I don't like any of these teams to choose from, but I think it's gonna be. I picked the Yankees on my list here. I got the Yankees winning that.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I got the Yankees coming out too. I got the Yankees coming out the American League. I think it's this year, their year. Although Aroldis Chapman won't be on the roster due to him. I guess they wanted him to come and train. He was like, I need y'all to guarantee a rotation spot for me. They couldn't guarantee it. So they told him to stay in Miami. So his career with the Yankees is probably over.
Wild.
Yeah, so but I think the Yankees, I think it's Aaron Judge year, man. Aaron Judge is doing his thing, putting up numbers. He broke the record as we spoke of, or he broke the American League record as we spoke about last week.
He does not have the home run record, Jay. Don't be
he doesn't have the home run record, not at all. I'm with you on that, G. I'm with you. Now let's go to the NL side, the National League side. We got my Braves and Phillies, and we got the Padres and the Dodgers. Who you got?
So I got your Braves coming out against Philly. Philly's got some big bats over there. You know, Schwarber and Bryce Harper, Remalto and stuff. He had a bad season, but you know they got players there. So
they do.
But I think the Braves got more players. They got a little better pitching in my mind. So I'm taking the Braves over there. And that series tied 1-1. So it's going.
Yeah.
it's gonna be
it's gonna go 5
games, I think.
Yeah, it's going 5.
That's for sure. I mean, you better hope so because they stole one in Atlanta, so that's dangerous.
Yeah, but you know what's crazy? And I was telling my man this, my best friend this, I should say. Atlanta is, when I saw that it was a 1:00 game, I knew we were going to lose. Atlanta is not good in day games, and they got another day game coming up too. I think it's another game at like 2 or some shit like that. So they're gonna have to win a day game. But yeah, when I saw that 1:00 day game, I was like, "Fuck, we're gonna lose this."
I got a man who's a Braves fan as well, and he's like, he tweets about it all the time. He's like, "Yo, this is just disrespectful. We the champs, and you're not giving us a primetime game."
Exactly. Why the fuck are we on that 1:00? And like, who's taking like on a weekday? This is not even like on a Sunday or Saturday. This is 1:00 on a Tuesday. Like,
yeah,
make it make sense. So, but go ahead with your picks, with your next pick.
So, I really would like to see the Padres win. I really would like to see them. And they put together a great team. They've definitely got the bats to do this. And that's without
Tatis.
Yeah, that's without Fernando Tatis. So we'll look out for them in next year for sure. If they don't make one this year, it's just the Dodgers are so fucking deep, and this is what they're built for. So
yeah,
the series tied 1-1. So props to Padres for making this a series at least.
Yeah.
But, the evil empire. Like people think the Yankees are the evil empire. The fucking Dodgers are worse right now. They just like, you're good. Terrible. You're the best player at this position. We want you. You're the MVP a couple years ago. We want you. Oh, you guys are the best pitchers in the league. We come on over here. Come on over here. We make it rain.
And who doesn't want to play in LA, right? So I mean, it makes it even easier to go over there. Like, you're winning and you're in LA. It's beautiful weather all the time. I mean, it's expensive as shit, but you know, what does that mean when they're constantly throwing the bag at you? So
yeah, they stole our fucking players here from Washington. God damn it.
Yeah, they took quite a few.
Your boy Freeman too.
I know. I hated it, man. You know, I hated it because, like you said, they took Freddie. I hated that the way that all went down. But I had a feeling once we signed or traded for Matt Olson that Freddie was gonna go to LA. I believe he's from California. And of course they needed a first baseman. Go figure. So yeah, I fucking hate it. I think we're gonna get past the Phillies. I think we're gonna face the Dodgers as well.
That's right.
And I'm gonna say, of course, you know who I'm going with. I'm not going with.
You better say that shit.
Yeah, I'm not going with the fucking Dodgers. I'm going with my squad.
Hat off right now.
I'm going with my squad to run it back, to get back to the World Series and go ahead and get that thing. I definitely know it's going to be a hell of a series. Last year we won it because I think we had home field advantage. This year they will have home field advantage. So it's going to be interesting. Hopefully Freddie gets, emotional again and throws him off his game and he's a non-factor. But yeah, man. So we're going to keep our eyes on the postseason, man. It's the best time of base. It's the best time of the year, man. I love October.
Who you got winning the World Series then? Yeah. Okay.
I mean, did you expect me to say anything? I got the Braves and the Yankees. I know a lot of people want to see the Dodgers and the Yankees, but
that's what I got in my prediction so far. And I don't know who I'm picking. I'm just like, fuck me. I hate me.
Yeah. I think either way it goes, it's gonna be a good World Series. Either way it goes.
That's what I want to see in playoffs, and that's for every sports out there pretty much. Like if I'm not with the teams that's in it, I just want to see a great fucking matchup.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I definitely want to see it, man. Like I said, I was at the parade last year, man. It was 26 years. So I want to see us run it back. I hope we get Spencer Strider back, one of our pitchers. I think he should be back. I hope we get Ozzie Albies back and make this run, make it happen. So we're going to keep an eye on postseason baseball, baby. And we're going to go ahead and jump back into the NFL right quick. We're going to recap some games from week 5. G, your Cowboys are on They on a run right now. Cooper Rush is with 4-0 as your starting quarterback.
That's how many touchdowns passes he has too.
Yeah, and he got no interceptions.
4-0, baby, 4-0.
Yeah, man, y'all knocked off the LA Rams. Speaking of LA teams, y'all knocked off the Rams. Y'all got a nice divisional matchup coming up this week. Just what were your thoughts last week on the Rams game, man?
I mean, it's what I've been saying all season. It's our defense. You know, our defense came out there. We had 5 sacks on Matthew Stafford. We had 2 forced fumbles on him. Had D-Law come out there, forced fumble, and take it to the house to start the game. Pretty much. That just game change right there, game breaker for us, and just set the tone rest of the time. Like I said, we got a touchdown and we got an interception off him as well. So that's huge. That's huge, and it's led by our boy. I'm one of these episodes you're gonna see me with a Micah Parsons jersey. I'm buying one of them joints. I told the wife, I said, if you give me anything, give me a Micah Parsons. Or else I'm buying a knockoff for like $30 from China.
From Shin. You're gonna get it from Shin?
Hell yeah. I get 3 of them joints for the price of 1, and I'm gonna get all types of alternate colors.
That shit gonna be all in colors that ain't even released. It ain't even gonna say Cowboys, it's gonna say boys.
Yeah, it's gonna be like Thanksgiving special with the turkey on the back.
Yeah, that shit gonna be all kind of fucked up. But nah, I feel you. Micah Parsons is definitely that guy. Like he's that guy. Him and Trayvon Diggs, man, definitely.
He got hurt last game, and he just came in on like 3rd downs pretty much. And he ended up with 2 sacks. He's tied for the league lead in sacks with 6 right now. So he's been doing a good job, man. I just gotta say, you know, we the only team in the league that beat both Super Bowl teams from last year.
I seen your tweet.
To be the champ, be the champ, right? Hey, we on the way, baby. We on the way.
So now y'all play the Eagles. If y'all beat the Eagles, does that put more pressure on Dak Prescott to come back? I know last week you said don't rush Dak with Cooper Rush. So I know he's supposed to be throwing a little bit in practice. So
he's been throwing like little tennis balls and doing some little drills. No serious throwing. He's throwing the football a little bit, but his grip still ain't there right now. So like I said, there's no rush with Rush. We got him where he needed to be. People think it's still a controversy, but I mean the kid threw for 100 yards last game. Like that's not how you gonna. That's not the formula to win playoff
at all.
Not playoff.
Nah.
Regular season games, you can get away with it. When it comes to playoff football, that ain't the formula.
And I think he would through 10 times. Yeah. Did he throw? He didn't even throw that much.
It was super low. Like, and that's the thing. And he's, don't get me wrong, he's been doing a great job of managing the games. He hasn't made no turnovers, and that's all we need from a quarterback.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's true indeed, man. We're gonna talk about the matchup y'all got with the Eagles in a short bit.
You talking about some other NFL games for week 5?
Yeah, did you have anyone in particular? I was gonna go to the Packers and the Giants game over in London, man.
That's what I want to talk about too. So you go ahead, take the go.
I'm gonna be honest, I was shocked. I was shocked to find out that the Giants won. I know you did. You were too, being in in the NFC. I was completely shocked to see that they got the fucking W, man. And
ruined.
I don't know. Yeah, I definitely had the Packers winning that game. And I'm gonna be honest, the Giants, Daniel Jones looks different this year. I know Brian DeBall, helped develop Josh Allen, and he's the Josh Allen that we know today. And Daniel Jones seems to be taking those little steps to get better. He had some nice throws in that game, really, really nice throws. Saquon is doing his thing again. Saquon is back healthy and he's looking good. But I know it was some chatter at the end of the game or in the press conference. Aaron Jones was saying that he should have got the ball. Him or Corey, what's his name? Corey Dillon.
AJ
Dillon should have got the ball at the goal line, and Aaron Rodgers kind of.
There's a history of that at Green Bay where running backs don't get the ball at the goal line.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. That's like a fad now in the NFL. It's like, I mean, I seen it on Sunday. With the Commanders, game on the line. You see a lot of these teams, they get on the goal line and they go like shotgun spread out. I get it to a degree. You want to be creative and throw the other team off, but shit, you got a big back, man. Just one or two times, get it to him, play action one at a time. If you don't get it, go back to him, man. I'm old school on that aspect of it. But shout out to the Giants, man. They doing big things. Brian DeBall is doing a great job right now with the Giants, man. I have nothing negative to say about those guys over there. Yeah. They're finding ways to win. Their defense looks pretty decent, pretty good. So
jumping on what you was talking about, the Giants, you go 17 unanswered points in the second half. So
yeah.
The Packers didn't score a single point in the second half, other than the safety that the Giants did strategically at the end of the game, and that don't count.
Yeah,
but like you said, Daniel Jones, he's looking different. Well, he's playing smarter ball in my mind. In my eyes, I'm seeing like he's doing what his body can do, and he can run. The boy, he's got some legs on him. Don't get it.
Yeah, he got some wheels.
Daniel Jones can move, and numerous times, like when we played against them a couple weeks ago, they're in a 3rd and 5, a 3rd and 4, whatever, and he drops back. If he don't see that person open, if he don't see the first read, second read wide open, he gets the first down. We got more plays now, so it's smart ball. He's averaging like definitely, I feel like 8 to 12 rushes a game almost. He had 12 rushes at Green Bay for almost like 30 to 47 yards or something like that.
Yeah, his per average running, he averages like 5.6 yards. That's his average. He has 230 rushing yards on the season and 2 touchdowns.
Yep. That's actually Josh Allen started when he first started. His arm wasn't as accurate and everything
at all,
but he extended the play. He got the first downs with his legs majority of the time, and that's what changed the Bills' progress from there. So
yeah, definitely.
And turning it around.
Yeah, he turning it around over there. I also noticed too, man, the Packers, their receivers, they desperately need a wide receiver because it didn't look like a lot of those guys could get separation from the corners from the Giants, and it was just a lot of check downs, not to say that's a bad thing, but
you can't have Randall Cobb at age whatever he is leading your team in targets and receptions. Like, it ain't going to work. It can work for a game, but it ain't going to work for a season.
Yeah.
It's a disaster. And, I know Aaron Rodgers believes that he's got some young cats there, Romeo Dobbs and Christian Watson. And he's definitely leaning on Dobbs more, but they just get confused with some of the play calls, whether they don't know the plays as well, or they don't know what Aaron wants them to do when the play breaks down. So
yeah,
I think later in the season, they're going to start
getting
that motion going, and it could be trouble in the NFC. I hope not, because I hate to see Aaron Rodgers in the playoff.
Yeah, I know you were saying the Bengals weren't going to make the playoffs. You've been screaming that. I've been screaming. I've been kind of like on the Packers not making the playoffs with Davante leaving. Right now, I don't see it, and I hate to say it because, Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers, but it's gonna be real tough without no receivers.
Speaking about the Bengals not making it, they lost to the team that I predicted to win that division, the Ravens.
Yeah, man. And the Ravens weren't even sharp, man. Lamar? He was off that game.
Yeah.
He missed a lot of wide open throws, and he knows it. Justin Tucker, the best kicker in the league.
He's pretty fucking clutch.
Yeah, he's pretty fucking good. He nailed with like a 60 yarder, I feel. He
like clockwork.
Yeah,
I'm putting it through the fucking uprights.
Yeah, I can't tell you the last time I seen Justin Tucker miss.
A clutch kick? No. Or just miss a period, like you said.
Yeah, I can't. I think it was something. If it was something like I feel like it may have been last year. It was like something or the year before, but
That's
yeah.
one commonality with all Baltimore fans. They might not, a lot of them like Lamar Jackson, but there's some that don't like Lamar Jackson. But I guarantee you, every freaking Ravens fan loves Justin Tucker.
Yeah. How can you not? I don't know how you don't like Lamar, but yeah, Justin Tucker is like.
I agree. I don't know how you don't like Lamar.
Yeah, he's got the personality and everything, but like Justin Tucker is like similar to what Adam Vinatieri when he was with the Patriots and shit. Like that whole run in the 2000s, early 2000s. But Justin Tucker can kick a little further out than Adam Vinatieri though. But Adam Vinatieri was definitely fucking clutch. So, yeah, the Bengals, man, I had the Bengals to win the division. I thought them getting a better offensive line would help them, but that shit seems to be even worse than what it was last year. It's bad. It's bad, man. I know T. Higgins that went out during that game?
Yeah, T. Higgins got it. I don't know if he got a concussion or whatever, but
yeah,
I know he's hurt right now.
He went out, and yeah, the Bengals are struggling. So we're gonna see. The last game I'm gonna talk about my boys. As I mentioned earlier in the show, I actually went to the game. I had a great time. Got on the field. Got some field passes.
How you get up on that field like that, man? Who you know?
Man. So we had we got in the stadium a little earlier. First, let me shout out my homeboy DJ Express, D63 in the lot. He's tailgates and he DJs for those guys over there. They showed us so much love, even though we were rooting for the opposite team. They fed us, they took care of us. We partied with them and everything like that. We went into the stadium early. We were watching the team stretch, and they have like, they have the lower level seats, and then they have like what they call the dream seats. Yeah. And we were standing like right before you get to the dream seats, and the usher was like, if you wait for some people, they might they could give you a field pass if they don't want it anymore. And I was working with her. We were negotiating, and she came up clutch, and she was able to give me some field passes. Another gentleman gave me a field pass for my youngest son, EJ, and we had sideline to sideline passes, and my oldest son had the pass to go all the way around the whole field.
Yeah, that's
so. We saw Derrick Henry, Jeffrey Simmons, seen all them boys come out, seen Ryan Tannehill signing autographs and everything like that. Unfortunately, we didn't get an autograph. We weren't close enough at the time, but seen Malik Willis, all those guys, man. So it was definitely a better experience than what I had the last time. With my sign
a little bit, right?
Yeah, it was definitely, it was a lot more Titans fans there. So, which made it a lot more fun and interesting. My son actually had David Long, the guy who made the game-winning interception for Tennessee. He actually spoke to him like briefly on the field. My son called his name. He turned around and was like, "What's up, little man? How you feeling?" So yeah, they had a great time, man. I had a great time. It was even better with my team getting a W at the end. It was a little too dramatic for me.
Yeah,
but it was dramatic. But we, going back to Carson Wentz, man, he played a hell of a game. For the most part, it was good to see Brian Robinson come back. He came back out to the mini men.
I heard. Let's get was definitely posting about that.
Yeah, that shit was dope, man. I ain't even gonna lie to you, man. I was happy to see him back out there. So it was definitely a fun time. Tennessee still kind of like they're 3-2, but it's kind of like an ugly 3-2. The offense isn't where it should be right now. We having hard time scoring in the second half. I think we're like the only team that hasn't scored in the fourth quarter, which isn't really good. We're on a bye coming up this week, so hopefully we get some people healthy. But Carson Wentz, I mean, for me, I think it was, like you said earlier, it was a little bit of coaching. Ron Rivera challenged a third down play that he didn't really have to challenge, and he burned the timeout.
Yeah, that was a dumb challenge.
Yeah, and it burned them because they got on the 2-yard line and
You could have
they
ran
had to
one in there
throw.
and then called it.
Yeah, and he
Hey,
threw a
good
pick.
news though, Redskins fans, Commanders fans, if you're listening, they got deals right now for y'all. That's how amazingly bad y'all doing right now. Y'all can get 3 games for $99, and you get a $10 Safeway coupon as well.
Shit,
Go check
goddamn.
out the site. That's the best deal you're gonna find ever for football tickets.
Yeah, because
Games
the
might not be
tickets
the ones you like, but hey,
go for the experience. I paid, our tickets weren't more than 100. So but that shit was wild, man. That shit was interesting. So, but we had fun, we had a ball, man. So we're gonna see what the Commanders do tonight on Thursday night. I actually had the Bears beating the Commanders, but I don't know. Justin Fields and the Bears kind of relapsing over here.
we're gonna see. We're gonna see. I got the Bears winning as well. It's only a 3-0 game right now. It's third quarter. Well, actually, Bears just scored a touchdown. So
Finally a touchdown. Okay,
on Thursday night. This not fall field goals.
They come hard to find nowadays, buddy. Woo. What game are you looking forward to in week 6 outside of the Cowboys and Eagles game?
That's a number one right there, no doubt about it. I got a couple key matchups I like this week of big games. I think one is actually in your division. People might not think it's a big game, but the Jags and Colts. They both got 2 wins, so they right behind y'all in the standings. So Colts are favored by 2.5. We're gonna see if the Jags are legit this year. They've been putting up some actual good numbers and stuff. So that's an interesting game. That's one of them.
Yeah, I know what the second one is. Rematch of that AFC.
I got the Vikings and the Dolphins is another one for me. Even though the Dolphins are out without Tua, and probably without Bridgewater as well. He's he got a leg injury, so you better check his concussion too.
So, yeah, I was going to ask you about that too, because the pass roughing the passer penalty has been called it's been pretty often, but I wanted to get your thoughts on the roughing the passer. Do you think it's a reaction to Tua's injury? Like, I've been hearing people say they think that roughing the passer is being enforced a little bit more because of the injury to Tua.
It's it definitely calling it on some not so much roughing the passer plays, and one crazy one. It didn't hurt the Chiefs. That could have been real bad because that was a strip fumble for Chandler Jones. Or Chris Jones, not Chandler Jones. Chris Jones on the Chiefs. But then the other one that I thought was absolutely terrible, and Tom Brady even was like, he just gave me a longer hug than normal. Grady Jarrett sacked him. This is when Bucks were up 21-0, fourth quarter, maybe third quarter. It was second half for sure. They were up 21-0 all game. Falcons just come back. They scored two touchdowns, the last 2 possessions. They got Brady on 3rd and long, and they sack him. And it's a legit sack. And they call roughing the passer on this joint. And that gives them a first down. Brady runs the clock out after that pretty much. And it's a wrap. Like, that's a game. Those type of penalties are game changers. And that really it messes the flow of the game up. So,
and what a lot of people didn't speak on too is Tom Brady kicked his leg at Grady Jarrett when he was getting up. Like, I thought that should have. You could have called something on that.
Tom Brady does that when he gets a little upset. He gets mad. He throws iPads. That's what he throws tablets.
Yeah. Okay. Well, but come on. If he actually makes contact with this guy kicking him like that, that could have went the wrong direction too. But it was interesting. I seen a tweet from Adam Schefter. He said that actually, if you compare the roughing the passer calls from last year to this year, they're down this year. Yeah, they're down He said through week 5, roughing the passer calls are actually down 45% compared to a year ago. There were 51 at this time of the season in 2021, and it's 28 so far this season. So I know my boy Jeffrey Simmons had a really bad roughing the passer call last week on Carson Wentz that could have went the wrong way too. So it's definitely being enforced a little bit more, it seems like. But you said you were looking forward to the Dolphins and Vikings game, though.
Vikings Dolphins game, because Vikings are 4-1. Dolphins 1 game behind the Bills right now, so they need this game to stay on pace to be right there, since they did beat the Bills, So I think that's a big game. And other one, I got the Ravens and Giants. So those both division almost leaders. Ravens are the division leader. Giants are 4-1. So
that's a sneaky good one.
Yeah, we're gonna see if the Giants are legit, and see what they're about, and see what the Ravens about too. So that'll be an interesting game, and that's in New York. So see what Daniel Jones does up there.
Yeah, definitely. And then the game of the week, outside of the Eagles and Cowboys, is Bills and the Chiefs, man.
Yeah.
The rematch of the AFC Championship game. Was it? No, it was just a regular. It was the AFC. What was it? Division.
It was the AFC Championship. The winner went to the Super Bowl.
Right? No, that was the Chiefs and the Bengals.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that was just So it's gonna be a good game. This is the first time Patrick Mahomes is an underdog ever in his career at home.
That's wild. That's get your money out. Put it on Patrick Mahomes. You're gonna get good odds.
Yeah, man. That's gonna definitely be the game of the week. Y'all's game is gonna be a good game to watch too. So 2 good primetime games.
Sunday night primetime.
Yeah, well, the Bills and Chiefs, I think they play at 4:30.
I think it's one. Yeah, I don't know the exact time. It's 1 or 4.
Yeah, it's gonna be good though. It's gonna be a good game. I know y'all played the Sunday night game. The Broncos and Chargers. We spoke about it briefly earlier about Russell Wilson. I think that's gonna be a good game too. Looking to see if Russ and the Broncos can bounce back and kind of stay afloat in that division. That division isn't shaking out quite like people expected so far, but I feel like neither one of those teams any AFC East, West team can lose like 2 games in a row. I feel like.
Yeah, that's going to be a division that you got to win, because right now, the Chiefs. I didn't pick the Chiefs to win. I said anybody but the Chiefs pretty much, and they're on top right now, 4-1. Mahomes doing Mahomes thing,
He definitely is. I definitely had Vegas winning that division. I picked the Chiefs earlier in the show, and then I switched it and went to the Raiders, and that was the fucking huge mistake. But
still a lot of games to be played. We will see.
Not with Darren Waller getting injured and Davante Adams possibly, could be facing injury. And the crazy thing about it is Josh Jacobs is like top 5 rusher, leading rusher, and Davante Adams is top 10 wide receiver. Like, they got the offensive numbers, but they're 1-4. This the weirdest shit ever.
Yeah.
But we're gonna see. Do you want to make any predictions? You got any bets? Any?
I got a couple bets here. I like. One, because Dolphins got some backup quarterbacks. It's gonna probably be Skylar Thompson out there, and Tyreek's a little nicked up. He was in a walking boot after the game, but they're optimistic he's gonna be playing right now, per Adam Schefter. And I believe what he speaks about players.
Schefter's normally accurate. He's pretty accurate.
Vikings favorite with 3 points. It's in Miami, so I like the Vikings this week. Another team I like. I don't trust them as much as I trust them last week, because I told y'all to put your money on the Bucks to demolish the Falcons, and it was a little bit closer than it should have been. They were up 21-0, and I was looking good. I was looking real good. That didn't happen. So I'll tease it down a little bit. I think it was like 8 points. I think the line. I'm moving it down to 5. And you know what I'm about, man. Cowboys, baby, money line.
Cowboys.
Let's go.
Yeah.
You gonna get three for one money line right now. I think it is pretty much. You put 20 down, you win a 40 or 2 for 1. Or yeah, you put 20 down, you're gonna win 60 right now. I think it is something like that.
True. Okay. So, all right. I got the Seahawks beating the Cardinals. The Cardinals are favored by 2.5. It's in Seattle. Geno Smith and those guys, they're putting up numbers over there. I thought DeAndre Hopkins was going to be back for this game, but he won't be back until the following week, which hurt me fantasy-wise because I really needed him this week. But I'm going to go with Seattle on that game. I'm going to go with the Buccaneers beating the Steelers. I'm going to go with this game caught my attention. The Patriots and the Browns. The Browns are favored by 2.5, and Mac Jones is questionable about playing. That caught my attention. And the Browns just lost by 2 to the Chargers last week. So that kind of has me wondering. It kind of makes me want to go with the Patriots. And G, you my man. But I got the Eagles though, man. I got the Eagles. I think they're gonna make Cooper Rush throw a little bit more.
I like it when you pick against us. We've been winning.
I know we have been winning, yeah. But and I actually got the I think the Bills have beat the Chiefs. Wait, that Bills defense has been looking real good. I think they're gonna. I think this is gonna be.
What's the line on that game? The Bills and Chiefs.
Buffalo's favored by 2.5.
2.5.
I just think that this is the game they need Tyreek Hill. Like this is the game they need that player that can stretch the field, and somebody's got to step up. It's either got to be Juju or it's got to be McCole Hardman. One of those guys got to step up and make something happen. So I'm gonna go with Buffalo in that game. So we're gonna keep our eyes open, see how things work. And
I was mistaken on the Cowboys. It's 2 for 1. It's 2 for 1. So you bet 20, you're winning 40 back. So
can't go wrong with that. Yeah. And since we've been speaking a little bit of fantasy, do you have any fantasy tips? Do you have any fantasy players we should be looking out for? Do you because I know I have Darren Waller in one league. He's been trash. Kyle Pitts, he's been trash.
The tight end landscape is Kelsey, Mark Andrews, everybody else is shit. That's how it goes pretty much. So it's like if you don't have those guys, you actually don't have to worry about it as much because your opponent probably has just a shittier tight end.
I feel a little bit better because man, last week I was at the game. I had Logan Thomas. He was out. I was like, God damn. So I picked up the backup for the Commanders. I picked up Jesse Bates at the last minute, and he got me some few points. And then I had Conklin from the Jets in one league, and they put up 40 points. He didn't have no targets.
Yeah, he had one target. Yeah, I did. I looked at it. I actually looked up because he was one of the tight ends I was thinking about too for some leagues. And with Joe Flacco, he's getting targeted 8, 11, 12 times. And then his last 2 games with Zach Wilson, he's got a total of 4 targets. So.
Goodness gracious. So do you have any picks? We're going into the bye weeks now. Do you have anybody on the waiver wire that you like or that you prefer? Or because right now I'm living on the waiver wire. If you look at my lineup in fantasy football, there you be like, what the fuck do you have going on over there?
Yeah, this is one bad bye week for some people. That's for sure. I know a couple people. It's a lot of the people on the team. Like for quarterbacks that you could stream this week, you got Geno's out there in a lot of leagues. If he's not picked up yet, he's been on fire. If Jameis Winston plays, he's a great pickup because he's gonna let the ball sling. Some guys to look out for. He hurt right now, but if somebody drops him, I was able to pick up Dak in one league. Somebody dropped Dak off on the joint. I was like, I'm picking this man up. Like same with Tua. If somebody drops him, that's what you got to be aware for on the waiver wire. People who is being dropped because the people on the waiver wire probably not going to solve your solutions and solve your problem.
At all.
Is
At
a
all.
dart throw out there. So you got to look to who gets dropped from teams at this point in the league, I feel like. Unless there's an injury that happens the week before, and then it's action, you know.
True.
So running backs that you want to look for, Tevin Coleman had a big game last week for San Francisco. He had a good game. Deion Jackson, if Jonathan Taylor's out, and Naheem Hines, he had a concussion. That's another great pickup. He's gonna get work for you. So those are two running backs that might be out there on the waiver wire. Some guys to look for though. Kenneth Walker. If waiver wire is done. So if you're hearing this, you didn't get him, you're not gonna get him. But he was drafted in a lot of leagues as well, so he might not have been out there. But
I definitely tried to get him in our league. Somebody got him.
Yeah. Those are guys I like. Some guys at receiver, if he's out there still, Chris Olave, he's a real good guy out there for you. But now's the time to go trade for people. Trade target. Trade. This is where you make your trades, okay?
Yeah.
If people having bad seasons and you believe in them, this is where you gotta try to get them on for the price on the low right now. That's the best you can do. So put together a package, go after some stars, see what you can do. You know, Jonathan Taylor's hurt. Somebody might need a lot of help. This is your chance for Jonathan Taylor. This is your chance for DeAndre Swift. If you listen to this and you're in my league, you better be offering me some good shit. You know?
Yeah, man. Because I last week, our producer Mike came on and was speaking to Terry McLaurin, and I'm kind of like with him now, man. I need Terry to do something, because if he don't do nothing this game, man, his ass I might have to put something together to get him up out of there.
Yeah, he's not worth the draft stock that y'all drafted him, pretty much.
Yeah, but he was the number one. He was Carson Wentz. You didn't think it was gonna be this bad.
I had Terry last year. I went through this trouble, and it was just like, I'm never gonna draft him again. And
yeah,
he's just terrible. And just like, what the hell? Like, Heineke's throw you the ball all the time. How are you this bad? And it's his fault though. But
right, and that's what I was thinking. I was like, okay, Carson Wentz last year, he was pretty gun-ho to Michael Pittman. So Michael Pittman Jr. So I figured he would kind of be the same way with Terry. And hopefully, like you said, it's early. So hopefully they kind of get into a rhythm. Terry was kind of out of training camp because he, holding out for his contract. So hopefully they get on the same page. But I feel like that with Alvin Kamara, he's been.
Oh my God. So yeah, Taysom Hill, man, you can go suck a God. Taysom Hill, you are worthless in my mind. Jesus, I hate you because I got Kamara a lot everywhere. Kamara drives to get him down to the 1 yard line. Oh, let's bring Taysom Hill in. He'll get us in.
Yeah.
That boy had 4 touchdowns last week as a tight end. He had 3 rushing touchdowns, 100 yards rushing, and he threw a freaking passing touchdown. Like, if you were lucky enough to plug him in as your tight end, amen to you. Do it again next week. You ain't gonna
Kelsey had 4 as well. He had 4 touchdowns with 25 yards and 7 catches, I think. So, yeah, it's a tough week, man. A lot of my players in our league are on bye. Derrick Henry, Damian Pierce. Amon St. Brown. All those guys are on bye. Like I said, I thought DeAndre Hopkins was going to be back, and that failed. So I had to go pick up Rondale Moore, which might not be too bad, but we're going to see how that works out.
They like him down there. He's just, they're not making as many plays for him. They're not designing an offense for him. They're doing like run around sweeps with him.
Yeah, like
he's not getting the downfield targets like people thought he'd be getting.
Like weird shit. But all right, cool, man. We're gonna keep an eye out on that, man. And hopefully I'll win whoever I'm playing in our league and the rest of my leagues. I actually won all 3 of my leagues last week, so it was a pretty great week for me.
I had to make a trade. I made a trade in my one league because I had Russell Wilson, so I had to upgrade at quarterback. I had to trade my boy Cortland Sutton. I ain't like doing it, but I got Kirk Cousins and I got Michael Thomas back. It was just
okay.
I don't like
not bad.
I think Cortland Sutton's gonna be a top 10 receiver for the rest of the year. He's already won, so I don't like that type of ammunition, But deals had to be made. And right now, I'm trying to sling Tyreek Hill around like a bad habit. I'm just like, yo, come get him. Nobody's fighting.
I feel you. It's tough out here. It's tough because the quarterback situation. So it's tough, and him being banged up. So it's definitely tough. So, all right. We're gonna definitely check in with you next week. Check on them fantasy players and see what you got up for us next week as far as fantasy football pickups for the next week's for next week as again we mentioned we're heading into them bye weeks. Let's jump into a little NBA right quick. The season opener is Tuesday. We got a double hitter. We got the 76ers against the Celtics, and we got the Lakers against the Golden State Warriors. Do you think that the Celtics will be able to, what do you think? How do you think they're going to fare this year with all the drama they've been around this year? They were around the KD deal, trying to make an offer for KD, possibly trading Jaylen Brown, and then, of course, the Ime Udoka situation. Who you got winning, and what's your thoughts on the Celtics going into the season?
I think he didn't come out the gates hot last season, and then he just turned on the heat later in the season and just rode it all the way through the playoffs. So I don't think they're going to come out as hot this season as well, because I'm just going through a whole new coaching change. What sets they're going to be running? They're obviously going to be doing things differently. So they got to get everybody on the same page. They got Malcolm Brogdon there as well. So
big
it's
piece.
Some different pieces to the puzzle. Is Jaylen Brown happy there? He was being offered on trades just like I'm trying to deal with Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, exactly.
So
he was not happy about that shit neither. He was not.
I think the 76ers win this game.
Yeah, me too.
That's my prediction. James Harden lost 100 pounds, he said, or something, right?
Yeah, he lost some weight. He definitely lost some weight.
100 pounds, somebody put 100 pounds. Like, ain't no way he was a
Nah, he ain't lose 100, but he definitely lost. He definitely look a little slimmer.
So he can sneak up in that strip club, do a little easier dancing and stuff, move around easier.
Definitely. What about the Lakers and the Warriors? We spoke earlier about the Warriors with Draymond and Jordan Poole situation. They got the Lakers, who obviously we know added Patrick Beverley, and everybody's looking to see how things work out there. They got a new coach. LeBron is entering year 20. So what's your thoughts on that matchup?
I think the Warriors are the Warriors. They're the defending champs, and they're still the champs in my mind. James Wiseman didn't even play a game with them last season. He's coming back this year. So
he looked good.
Yeah, he's looking good preseason. That just adds another layer of just depth, and it gives him a big man to be a big man, and he stretches the floor too. So it's going to be tough to take down the Warriors, I think, this year as well. So Laker fans, sorry, but hey, one thing about the Lakers, try mark it on your schedule somewhere. I tried to tell my wife, I was like, look, we need to take a trip, take a dart throw. They're playing New Orleans or something later. He's going to break the scoring record this year. So if you can pick the game that he's breaking that and get that ticket, you're going to make
some bread. You right. Good tip right there, G. I like that. Definitely. I'm with you on both picks. I think the 76ers are gonna get this one against Boston. Like you said, the coaching change and things like that. It's gonna take a little while. And the Warriors are the Warriors, man. They added Dante DiVincenzo. Like you said, they got Wiseman back. So I think they're gonna be in contention again this year. So I got them beating the Lakers opening night as well. It's good again to have basketball back. And
got some fantasy drafts this weekend for that.
Okay, so G's gonna be in fancied up. You doing, because hockey is back too. You doing any
hockey? I don't do hockey.
Okay, all right.
I don't know enough about that to get in that.
Okay. All right. Cool. Well, all right. That's a bet. And we also got a fight coming up this week. I don't know. It's Dante Wilder and Robert Helenius. I'm pretty sure I chopped that name up. I'm not too familiar with the name. I'm just gonna ask you straight up, who you got?
I'll take Wilder because I know his name. I don't know the boxing guys as much. I got to talk to my boxing folks. Give me the 411 on them.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not too familiar with the opponent he's fighting, but I'm a Dante Wilder. I like Dante Wilder. I like his story. I'm rooting for him. I believe he's like 42, 2-1. So I'm definitely rooting for him. And we're gonna see how that goes. That's gonna be on October 15th, which is my B-day. So I'm gonna be out doing something for that. And I'm gonna be enjoying the weekend because my team is on bye this week. So all I gotta worry about is the Braves this weekend. So, but
hey, good luck to your Braves this weekend.
Yeah, man, most definitely. So shit, man. If you got anything you want to shout out, any other topic you want to bring up before we get ready to go ahead and end this right quick.
I think I'm good. Let's go fucking Cowboys, baby. It's our division.
There you go. Since we don't have Willie here to argue it, hey, you won't argue. You won't get an argument from me. But I'm gonna let you talk your shit right now. You got it right now. Y'all are hot. Y'all are looking good. So we on a bye this week. Let's go Braves. Let's go fantasy teams. Y'all can catch us again. Like I said, y'all can catch us on IG at 613 DMV, Facebook 613 Productions, Twitter 613 Faye as well. Catch our brothers in the Four Corners of Wrestling podcast. You can catch them on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. You can catch all their shows, season 1 and 2. You can catch our season 1 on there. Get ready for the Facts podcast, getting ready to come out in the next week or two. Be on the lookout for that as well. You can find me on social media platforms under Jay Jones. That's on Twitter. That's on Facebook. That's on IG. G, tell them where they can find you at.
Hey, find me on Twitter at GMoneyCave, man. I give you more tips on fantasy football stuff. I'm a guru, I like to think.
Guru over there, Guru G Money the Guru. So yeah, man, this is season 2, episode 2. We out. Shut the door on their ass. Go Braves.